Hi, I'm Daniel and thank you so much for watching this video. And I'm super excited because we are going to build a crazy 4-player pedestal, and it's a client build, a client request, and it's going to ship to the United States of America, and this gentleman is going to use it with his 75-inch television in his living room, which is going to be awesome. And he already sent me the specs, and in this video or video series I'm going to take you to my workshop and document the entire build in every detail, and I will give you as much information and as many tips as I can give you. If you don't want to wait for that, just click on the video right up here, and you can see the last part of the video series, which is the end result, and you can enjoy that. So in this build we are going absolutely all out. Everything I've learned, everything I did in my previous builds, we are going to embed in this build, like a custom gaming computer behind a beautiful glass inlay screen with a hinged door. We are going for artwork on every panel, very sexy artwork in this particular instance. We are going to make a marquee screen box on special arms at the back of the pedestal, so you have the beautiful artwork on the marquee screen. We will have servo sticks, RGB, full Ultimarc parts everywhere. It's going to be high-end and extremely cool. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, the wood is already cut in the CNC shop, and I usually start by cutting the T-molding groove on the sides of the panels. I always use an 18mm Medit MDF, which is just short of over 3/4 of an inch. And for the router bit you will need to buy a 2mm slot cutter with a spindle and bearing, just like this one. I already set the correct depth so that the middle of the blade is exactly in the middle of the board, which is 9mm. And then you just slowly and gently cut the groove around the entire side of the panel. And just make sure that you keep your router flat on the surface. And it's super easy to do. The blade spins clockwise with the plunge router, so you'll preferably cut to the right. And as you can see, the groove is perfectly centered in the middle. So let's do the side panel also. And routing in MDF creates a lot of sawdust in your workshop, which is really bad for your health. So you would definitely want to wear a mask and connect a vacuum cleaner to your machine. But even with the shop vacuum cleaner attached, it's covered in dust here. So I will treat myself to one of these super cool Festool machines in the future. So Festool, if you are listening, I would love to have this one and this one, please. I've seen some videos and there is no dust at all with these machines, apparently. So if you would like to sponsor me, I would really appreciate that. So I will do the left panel now. Okay, now we can start assembling the panels. And I created this super easy design in which I just mount this insert to the side panel so that the bottom panel will slide in. And the insert is not mounted flush with the back side, but needs a 15mm offset. You could use a ruler and a pencil, but a marking gouge is an impeccable tool for this. It creates a very sharp and accurate marking line. I'm taking some measurements from the top panel, which has an angled back, and the upper back panel. I need to do some miter cuts here. My table saw broke down, so I will use my portable circular saw here. And always use some wood underneath so you don't cut your workbench top. Been there, done that. So let's see, it should be 77.5 centimeters and 33.5 centimeters. Perfect. So now we are ready to mount the inserts. And I'm just using some good quality wood glue and a nail gun with 30mm nails. Let's line it up and just shoot the nails in. And of course the nails will not hold your panel in place, it's the glue that does that. The nails just function as a clamping and aligning tool. Now let's pre-drill some holes for the top and upper back panel. And I normally use 4x40 screws, which means 4mm in diameter and 40mm in length. And the pilot holes I drill are 3mm or 3.5mm. Here I'm cutting some support strips on the miter saw. And I will use them later to line up and support the top and the upper back panels. And no need to use glue here, as the panels will be screwed and glued in later. Let's do the other insert. And the support strips. The pilot holes. Now we will paint the inside of the MDF panel with some water-based paint. And it's much easier to do that before the cabinet is put together. And it will give a great finished look later. It also dries really quickly. But remember that this paint is not suitable for the finishing and only used inside the cabinet and the control panel. So, all the panels are painted, and after lunch we will continue with the assembly. Welcome back. You can see that the paint has dried in a nice satin finish. Now I'm drilling some pilot holes in the slot to fix the bottom panels in place later. And don't forget to drill pilot holes in your bottom panel as well. I use a speed square to keep the bottom panel more or less straight during drilling. And now you can mount the panels in place. So measure them, drill pilot holes and apply glue and screw them firmly in place. These are the upper back and top panels with miter cuts. And they are spot on. And you don't exactly need to do super neat miter cuts here and use as many screws and supports as I do. You can cut corners definitely, but it will make your build strong and a treat to the eye. So these are the front panels, and they don't need any difficult miter cut. I just measure them out and install some support strips. On the bottom I will add a support piece of MDF, so the heavy gaming PC and subwoofer will not bend the bottom panel. It will just give it extra strength. Strength, difficult word. And as you can see, I use a yellow pencil for my markings on the black panels. You should buy them right away. And this is the lower back panel, and this is where the power inlet, the HDMI output and the Ethernet cable will come out of later. Let's now quickly sand the lower front panel and the angled front panel, so there's one seamless connection. And then the pedestal base is pretty well done, I think. So in the next video we will make the control panel box and the cool Hypermarquee panel. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And it enables me to make more and better videos for you in the future. Also, please comment below. I love to hear what you think and what you wanted me to improve during these building videos. So, I see you in the next part. Bye!